Hello and welcome back to my channel. It's been too many days. It's been almost a week since I put out a video and I hate doing that, but you know what? Sometimes life just happens. Today I'm going to be reviewing one of my favorite editions of Miss Universe. It's been requested many times, and that is Miss Universe 2017. Miss Universe 2017 holds a super special place in my heart and on my hand because Miss Universe 2017 happened on the day that Brennan and I got married. And if you have followed me for a while, you know we actually got married in Vegas the morning Miss Universe happened. We then went for brunch with our families, and then we went to Miss Universe with our moms, because that's how everyone wants to celebrate getting married, right? Going to Miss Universe? But we were actually going to be in Vegas for Miss Universe, like be behind the scenes and stuff. I was gonna interview some of the girls for a makeup company. We found out that his parents were actually gonna be there the same weekend as us, celebrating their anniversary. And we kind of joked, wouldn't it be funny if we got married on your guys' anniversary? They actually thought that was a great idea, but at this point we weren't even engaged or anything. We had only been together. We had only known each other for 10 months, and it all just came together, and we thought, you know what, if it all works out, if our families can be there. We only had our family and like a few close friends. I think there were 19 of us in total, counting Brennan and I. We got married at the Bellagio in front of the Bellagio fountains. It all just worked out, and it was stress-free. It was so much fun. This video is all about Miss Universe 2017. I got to be there live, which was so exciting. It was the year after I competed. Technically the same year, because I competed in January 2017 and this was November 2017. Anyway, let's get into it. So I had the opportunity to meet some of the girls, which was really cool. I met Colombia, Canada, Spain, well I had met Canada before, Iceland, Australia, South Africa, USA, and I really connected with Iceland because she actually went through a whole body shaming experience at Miss Grand International the year before she competed for Miss Universe. Loved her. I thought she was so nice. I got to know her last year because I went to Miss Universe Iceland last year and was a judge. And of course I loved Canada. I thought South Africa was amazing. I actually saw my former director. Oh, what are you doing? What I was saying is that I saw my former director and I told him that I thought Thailand or South Africa was gonna win. And he said that he didn't think that South Africa was gonna win because he said she was too short. And then this was the first year that they ever did the separating the countries into the regions. Let's get right into the top 16. Some of you might have noticed right off the bat, they showcased South Africa a lot. She was one of the girls in the Chi videos, also interviewed by Ashley Graham. So Thailand was the first called from Africa and Asia Pacific, and she looked gorgeous. Her hair was bouncing. She's so tall. She towers over Steve in her heels, but she kept calling Steve Harvey. His name is Steve Harvey, but she kept calling him Harvey as his first name. It was Sri Lanka, which I think was a surprise for some people, but honestly seeing her in real life, she looks beautiful here, but she was so gorgeous and stunning in real life. And we have Ghana. Ghana is so beautiful. Okay, anything to get this done. It's called into the top 16. The girl to take up the last spot in Africa and Asia Pacific was South Africa. Her hair is a lot lighter. I couldn't believe it's so much lighter here than it was, of course, when she won Miss South Africa. Next region that they call is Europe, starting with Spain. And I actually met Spain. She was so sweet, so nice. She seemed so genuine. Then we have Ireland, which I think was a surprise for some people. And we have Croatia, who is insanely tall. I think she was the tallest delegate this year. She absolutely towers over Steve Harvey, and seeing her in real, like, she's a whole head taller than him pretty much with her heels. Some people were trying to say, oh, she's curvy, so that's why she made it, but we never know behind the scenes. I always try to give that disclaimer. Last called from Europe was Great Britain, and I heard amazing things about her from some of the film crew, and she just radiates this like positivity, this like amazing energy that I want to be friends with her kind of thing. Now we are off to the Americas, starting with none other than Colombia. Colombia easily turned into one of my favorite delegates at Miss Universe this year. She was just so much fun. Her facial expressions, she looked like she was having the best time. She points at the camera. She has so much fun with Steve Harvey when she gets called. She did the best job, like when she goes up to Steve and talks to him. She was fun, she was funny. She was also inspiring with her little like Academy Awards. Next, called into the top 4, I guess, from the Americas is US. Again, no surprise. She is a STEM girl, she's a scientist, and she's beautiful, she's tall, she's statuesque. She's kind of got the whole package. Have the absolutely gorgeous, stunning Brazil. And she had a short time with Steve Harvey, but it was fun and memorable. Then last called into the top 4 from the Americas, none other than Canada, Lauren Howe. But I was so proud of her. She looked so stunning. I loved her talking about the sharks. And we are moving on to the wild card spots, starting with Philippines. I think there were more there's probably always more Filipino fans in any Miss Universe arena, regardless of where it is. When it was in the Philippines, obviously there were a lot of Filipino fans, but here in Vegas, there were so many Filipino fans. I even saw people from the Philippines that I met in the Philippines that were Filipino in Las Vegas. Then we have another fast favorite for me, Venezuela. Venezuela wasn't really on my radar at this edition of Miss Universe until she was called into this wild card position, and I immediately thought, wow, she looked incredible, well-spoken. She was just glowing. Like, next called Jamaica. I think this was a surprise for people because I think that her prelim performance wasn't super strong, if I recall. She just looked, she was so happy to have made it. She looked gorgeous, she was glowing. And then the last girl called into the top 16 was China. I'm not gonna lie, I was a little disappointed because I really wanted to see either Australia or Iceland. I met them both, so I'm a little biased, not gonna lie. They were just so sweet, so beautiful. But I also heard that China was like a really fun personality behind the scenes. 16 girls were called, and there were 92 girls competing. 92, that's insane. I thought Thailand did such an amazing job. She was bouncing and she looked beautiful. She was wearing a one-piece, which I think some people in the pageant world, they really want to see her wearing a two-piece, but she was like blue Baywatch. I thought she looked incredible. Sri Lanka, you know what, she's so sweet, so cute, but to come after Thailand would be very challenging because Sri Lanka she was beautiful, looked great, but just didn't quite, you know, wasn't quite as strong as Thailand. Same with Ghana. I thought Ghana looked beautiful. Her face is incredible. Like, she has such a symmetrical face. Then we have South Africa. Also totally killing it. So confident, looks stunning. She just reminds me, actually, honestly, of a Victoria's Secret angel. Then we have Spain. I thought Spain was beautiful as well. Again, just not the same powerful, demanding energy as some of the other girls, but still absolutely breathtaking. Then we have Ireland, and Ireland, again, just, I don't know, it's really hard to compare to like Thailand and South Africa. Then we have Croatia, also absolutely rocking the runway. I think, can you almost see her butt crack? But she looked beautiful. Her face is beautiful. Her shape, the shape of her body is just amazing in my opinion. Yeah, you tell him. Then we have Great Britain. She looks beautiful, but again, it's just, oh man, it's so hard when you have such strong other girls in there. She did a good job though. Like, they all do an amazing job. They made it to the top 16 for a reason. Then we have Colombia. Absolutely sensational. Her face, her walk, her body. I'm gonna say it, I don't care what people say. She actually kind of reminds me of the body of Paulina Vega. What do you guys think? Then USA, she looked amazing, she looked beautiful, but it wasn't like, I don't know, not quite the like Miss Universe energy like Colombia. Brazil, oh, I thought she was so stunning. The hair, the look, the smile, everything. I thought she was so good. I loved her. And then Canada. Now, a lot of people were like really weird between Canada and I, in the sense that I was like the curvy girl and Canada was like skinny or something. And her and I actually made a video together talking about that I was too fat and she was too skinny, and that we were actually both told by our director and by like the Miss Universe Canada team that I needed to lose weight for Miss Universe and that she needed to gain weight. Just the way that they did, the way that they delivered it was not acceptable, but that's a whole other topic for... Then we have the wild card spots, starting with Philippines. I thought she looked amazing. I actually love some of these swimsuits. I thought they were so flattering on the girls. I really loved Philippines swimsuit. I thought it was perfect on her. Then Venezuela, love the turn, love the ponytail. Again, I just have Jamaica, and Jamaica was killing it with like the sexy vibes. She actually reminds me of like kind of Ashley Graham vibes, like with her face. Then China. I thought China was okay, more runway model, very runway model-esque for me, and just didn't have that like Miss Universe energy that I really like. So I thought the best in swimsuit probably was Thailand, South Africa, Colombia, and maybe Philippines. I feel like if Philippines would have amped it up a little bit more. I love Brazil too though. First called into the top 10, Venezuela, and USA, and Philippines. I was actually really happy to see Philippines in there just because the crowd was happy to see Philippines in there as well. And we have Canada. Lauren Howe making it into the top 10 for Canada's second year in a row. South Africa. I don't even remember what I said about Colombia, but she was the next to be called in the top 10. So well deserved. I already felt like she was gonna make it all the way. And then we have Thailand. Again, another absolute favorite. Totally deserved to be there based on what I saw, what I heard from behind the scenes. Of course, we never really know, but that's just kind of how I felt. And then called into the top 10 was Jamaica. Jamaica quickly became a crowd favorite, and just like, remember how Jamaica became a crowd favorite at Miss Universe 2014 when Paulina Vega won? That rounds out the top 10. I was very happy with this top 10. In between, when there's commercial breaks, teams come out and they start touching up the girls' hair and makeup. Every single time they did that, everyone went to South Africa first, and there were more people working on South Africa than some of the other girls. I also look for those things. Like, I was looking because I knew, because I competed the year before. So I always look for these little things. Next, we have the evening gown competition. First up in the evening gown competition, Venezuela. Killing it, looking gorgeous. After Venezuela, we have USA, and what's kind of a fun fact, I guess, is that Canada, she was gonna wear a gown very similar to USA's, but they wouldn't let Canada wear the gown because it was too similar to USA's. There's more to the story because it's the sponsor actually who I think decided that. These gowns sparkle so much, you feel like you're blinded. Like, it is like they're wearing lights. Like, I have Philippines, and a lot of people were kind of upset, I think, because Philippines' gown was very similar to Mexico's gown the year before. I think that's right. Then we have Canada. I loved this gown on her. I thought she looked amazing. I thought no matter what gown she would have worn, she would have looked incredible. If it just really suited her. I felt like it suited her personality. It had that train, the neckline, there was the deep V, but it wasn't revealing, like it wasn't major cleavage. Then we have South Africa. In a way, this gown is very simple, but very beautiful. Again, real life, this thing sparkled like you would not imagine. It looked incredible on her. I thought her walk was a little, I don't want to say awkward, but her arms were a little weird for me, but she just looked so statuesque. She honestly looked perfect. Like, she looked like perfection. Perfection does not exist, but you guys know what I mean. Spain. I'm a little bit mixed on this gown. I think it's beautiful, but it's a little bit like, it would have been cool at prelims, but maybe a different gown. Like, it's a little like nightgown feather vibes, I guess. But she pulls it off. She looks beautiful. I think that maybe the ponytail, like if it would have been a sleek ponytail like Venezuela's, that would have changed it up. But then out comes Brazil, giving a little like, totally sold on Brazil's gown. I don't know. What did you guys think of Brazil's gown? I'm a little mixed. Then Colombia. This gown again, in real life, the details on this thing, insane. So amazing. This was one of my favorite gowns. Then we have Thailand. I thought it looked beautiful on her. It was very unique. I loved like the over the shoulder. She was rocking it. She could have worn anything. She could have worn anything and it would have looked good. I love the hair with this. Then Jamaica. Jamaica was killing it in this yellow gown. Honestly, the crowd loved her. They loved everything about it. I thought this gown suited her perfectly. I loved the detailing. I loved the arms. I actually am in love with this gown. Now we get ready for the top 5. In the top 5, final 5, sorry. South Africa, no surprise. Venezuela was next called into the top 5. Women called into the final 5. Thailand. I don't even know where I left off. Then Jamaica. Then we have Colombia. So happy to see her as well. Unfortunately, my girl Canada did not make it, but I was super happy to see this 5. And so funny, I can see Brennan too. So funny. So that's my mom there with the dark hair and the purple shirt. I thought that was hilarious. So, okay, moving on to the top 5 question and answer. I get nervous every time. Women make up 49% of the global workforce. What do you believe is the most important issue facing women in the workplace today and why?
In some places, women get paid 75% of what men earn for doing the same job, working the same hours, and I do not believe that that is right. I think we should have equal work for equal pay for women all over the world. Thank you.
But she didn't give a why. She said that that's unacceptable. She doesn't believe that's right. But she could have expanded even like one sentence more, but of course it was still a good answer. Next step is Venezuela, and her question is, social media has become a prominent factor in the way we perceive one another. Do you believe social media has a positive or negative effect on the way we judge beauty? We must use social media in a positive way and take away any criticisms. Behind every photo, behind every social media is a good person who can feel, which is so true. I'm looking at you, haters out there. We all deserve respect. It's so true. And you know what? This is a great question, a great response. Now we have Thailand. Her question was, what do you think has been the most important social movement of your generation and why?
Social movement so far is that we're having a aging population. But so the most important movement in our time is that.
So unfortunately she kind of messed this up. I totally know where she was going. She said that the aging population is the social movement and that we have to invest in our youth because the youth are going to take care of our environment. So I loved like what she was saying. It just wasn't packaged probably the way she was hoping it was going to be, and it wasn't super strong, but I think she still recovered well and the crowd still supported her. Oh my god, you guys, you gotta see this. Watching this, look at that. There's my mom, and there's me, and then Brennan and his mom. So it's like so hard to show you. That's my mom, that's me, and there's Brennan. Okay, carrying on.
Step right up.
Now we have Jamaica. Sexual harassment has been at the forefront of recent headlines. Why is it important for men and women to work together in tackling this issue?
Is a form of abuse, and no abuse should be tolerated.
She said sexual harassment is a form of abuse and no abuse should be tolerated. Amazing, she gave it so calmly. We have Colombia, and her question is, terrorism is one of the main threats facing our world today. As Miss Universe, you will lead discussions on current issues with communities all over the globe. How would you go about explaining terrorism to a child? This is a hard question. She said, I've never been a victim of terrorism or like a family member of terrorism. I'll explain how it feels to be one of them. But if I had the opportunity to speak to a child, I would tell them, please, your generation and my generation, we cannot be full of weapons. Sure, more friendship and more love. Oh my god, killed it, I have goosebumps! We have the top 3. First called into the top 3 is Jamaica. The crowd is going wild. Look how excited Colombia was for Jamaica. I love that. Next called into the top 3, Colombia. Totally deserved it. With that answer, she nailed it. And honestly, her overall performance, like I told you guys, I met her. She seemed super nice. I don't know what she was like behind the scenes. Last called into the top 3, I mean, I think the crowd knew it was going to be South Africa. If you were there, you would have just got the vibe, trust me. So yeah, last called into the top 3 was South Africa. She was so happy, so excited. We have the final question, and the girls had the noise canceling headphones on, which honestly probably aren't noise canceling. Brennan actually said that he didn't think they were noise canceling because he has them. Question was, what quality in yourself are you most proud of, and how will you apply that quality to your time as Miss Universe?
The most quality that I'm most appreciative of is my drive, my determination. I am the founder of a foundation that
I thought she did a beautiful job at answering. Her cucumber was in her.
Incredibly passionate about everything I do.
compasión.
With compassion, I put my whole self in every situation that I work at.
South Africa.
Here is your question. Your time as Miss Universe.
As Miss Universe, you have to be confident in who
Okay, I want you guys to notice this. Maybe it's just Brennan and I who noticed this, and maybe she just knew. Maybe she just like heard the question and was like, this is what I'm gonna say. But she did not even hesitate. She did not hesitate at all. He asked it, mic, boom, as a Miss Universe.
an individual. And Miss Universe is a woman that has overcome many fears, and by that, she is able to help other women overcome their fears. She is a woman that nothing is ever too much to ask for, and I think that is exactly who I am. Thank you.
She killed it though. Honestly, I have goosebumps again. And here's my mom. This is so funny. Oh my god. Then it is time for the final results. Well, runner-up Jamaica, first runner-up Colombia, and winner of Miss Universe 2017 Demi Lee Peters of South Africa.
The new Miss Universe is South Africa.
I think it was no surprise South Africa won, and that's gonna be it for today's video. So thank you guys so much for watching. I loved watching Miss Universe live. I thought it was so much fun. Depending where Miss Universe is this year, I really hope that I can go and watch. If it's in Vegas, for sure I'll be there, but I have a feeling it's gonna be somewhere else. So if you guys wanna see more from me, please subscribe and join our growing family of pageant enthusiasts, and I'll see you guys in the next video.